So you want to learn that trick, huh? Well, boy, is this video gonna maybe help you. So let's just jump right into it. I don't know what the name is of this guy because I was just kind of fiddling around. Thank you to 3Night Alt, if I'm remembering your name right, but it was a little bit of an experimentation with this fella who gave me a trick suggestion and it kind of blended into this thing. But first things first, you're gonna want to know how to do a first finger rollover, right? Pretty simple. This motion, this is like the basics of flipping. This is a pretty advanced trick, honestly. I would encourage that you have familiarity with, obviously rollovers and I guess like a reverse fan, because that's basically the motion that you're doing here. You're basically canceling that first finger rollover into a tabletop reverse fan. Now, how does the reverse fan actually happen? Well, it's because you're pulling away. So when I'm gonna do this, you can see that I'm priming my pinky as well. So I'm doing the first finger rollover. I'm doing this on the safe handle. And I get that pinky out ready to catch it. It's still rolling over my first finger. This is still rolling over my first finger, but you can see these two fingers are below, and I'm getting this kind of like rock on kind of look, you know, because I'm trying to get it ready here, because as it makes this contact, I pull back like towards me, and it's going to automatically want to come together there. So up here, and you see how this motion, I can just have it right here. If I pull back and kind of like lean my hand forward, if there was more momentum here, right, it wants to fold up on itself into that open position. So I did that really slowly. You see that? So there. So as I'm here, you can see that it's in that Y shape. And just after it gets to that Y shape, I barely have to apply any motion backwards, but it's going to get me up to this top spot right here. So let's do that again. You see that? So here, pinky's ready for me over the first finger on the safe side. And you see there, that's because it wasn't enough speed, right? It died out. Too much speed, and it's just going to go right off. So you're going to have to find that nice balance of speed. But you can see it kind of wants to end here. And ideally, you kind of want to have it end in between your pinky and your ring, because that's how you can start your fixed reverse ladder. The fixed reverse ladder is pretty straightforward. There's not a lot to explain. Obviously, it's just one finger over the next, and I'll explain it in more detail with the particular motions that we're doing in the trick. But if you want to practice the fixed ladder or the reverse ladder, I would suggest taking a rubber band or some tape and taping up the bottom of your handles, or a latch if you're a freak, and you just go from one finger to the next, right? And ideally, the hardest part of a fixed ladder is this part between your pinky and your ring finger and getting back up to your middle finger, or vice versa when you're getting back to your first finger. Those are going to be the most difficult parts. Go slow, be patient, and come back to this video. So we're here. We're doing the rollover. We're getting up to that tabletop rotation because we're pulling backwards with our hand. Up here, pull backwards. Over, pull backwards, not too fast, not too slow. And once you're here, if I can actually get to it, that is. The hard part is making it land in that pinky. And this is something that I struggle with too, so don't feel discouraged. But you can see, you can do it from the safer by handle, because I just did that from the by handle. Once I have it here, right, my ring finger is below, my pinky's on top. I'm going to push up with my ring finger, and my pinky's going to come down, and my middle finger is going to come up. Swap places with my pinky. This is a reverse fixed ladder. Not a lot happening here. And then first finger comes up, and here, as I come up, my thumb comes on top, and it's in the top position here, but I don't want to just end it here. If you've ever done, I don't even know what you would call this, like the cheater choker, I think is what it's called. You can practice this separately, but basically once I get up to here, right, I'm dropping the balisong down, letting it slide in my hands. As it's pointing down, it's sliding further down the handle, and I'm getting my thumb ready for the outside part of the handle, not the handle that's in my palm, but the outside handle. And I'm going to drop it down, and you can see that here I'm going to twist my hand inwards. You see my hand goes inside, on the inside, and I'm going to let go of this handle that was on the inside of my palm, this handle, and I'm going to do the choker movement. So that is the movement between your first and your middle. It doesn't necessarily have to be your middle, but it's in combination with these motions. So I come down and I do that twister motion, and from there I get my other finger ready. Obviously the other prerequisite is a choker. These are things that I'm now realizing having talked about them. But you know, you can do a lot of things out of this, right? That's not the end. You can go into a fan, or you know, you could even go into like some ladder stuff. It just helps you get out of it instead of just ending straight up like this, right? There are other exits. I encourage you to find your own, right? I am just one fella. But you can see here, that's kind of like what it looks like in totality. Obviously, depending on your knife, certain tricks are going to be easier or harder on the bite or safe side. With this trick, you can do it on both. Ultimately, let's see. If I were to do it this way with the bite, that actually might be more convenient, because then you have the spine of the blade facing towards you, which, you know, increases the safety of it, right? Whereas if I were to do the safe side and I started this, you can see that that blade is facing inwards towards me. So yeah, really the main takeaways, the key things you want to break down are making sure your pinky is ready, being able to let go of the knife itself. You notice that my wrist is kind of upwards. It's not like down like this, right? It's kind of up. Like my fingers are, I mean, you tell me, like that angle. And it's just going to automatically, with that momentum, when it hits my pinky, it's going to want to stop. I pull back with my hand, and then I'm trying to catch it between my pinky and my ring finger. Like that. So that's about it. If you guys have questions about how it is done, please ask them. I will do my best to answer you. If you want some more like detailed stuff, if you DM me on Instagram with like a video of it, I can try to help you, but okay, video cut. I can try to help you, but ultimately I think it's important as a skill to be able to ask yourself, without necessarily knowing, what it is that you might be able to change, and try it and see what happens. But that's about it for this video. I appreciate all you guys for watching. You know, you guys are a huge motivating force for me to continue to flip, and I just appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch me do this stuff, I guess. All right. It's been Pez Flips. I hope you have an excellent day.